Okay, here we are again. We're in part two of doing your newsletter. So just a little short recap. I took my live that I did on StreamYard, copied and pasted all of that, or downloaded it and put it into Descript. And in Descript, I took and added captions to it, took the transcript and put it into Claude to use that information to create my newsletter. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the next step because there were several steps in getting that created. And now I'm going to share my screen. Give me a second for me to share. All right. So what I use is Beehiiv to create my newsletter, and I'll put a link to to that so you can try it out and see what you think. But let me make sure I'm on the right thing. Yes, I am. So this is my dashboard. All right, so here are my newsletters. I've got several things that are scheduled right now because I use this for my emailing, for a workshop that I've got coming up. I automated the different emails and I created those with Claude as well. So I'm going to, let's see, this was my newsletter that I published that I want to follow. So what I do is if you can see it right here, I go over to these three little dots and I click on it and it says duplicate post. So I duplicate the post. And so what it does is it puts it, well, where did it go? Where, um, didn't I hit the right thing? Duplicate post, post duplicated. Okay, those are the scheduled one. Okay, here we go. Um, so I need to delete this one because okay, delete one. Okay, so I didn't realize it was going to come before my scheduled post up here. So what I've got here is the copy of the other one, and it just makes it simpler. But you can, I'm going to go to edit post. And when you first initially start doing this, you're going to just create, let me just go back and see that. Okay. So if we're going to go to new and we can start right there, or we can go get back over here, dashboard, newsletter. We can go to templates. So when you go to templates, it will give you a lot of different ones that you can use to try. So like this is a weekly newsletter, and this is basically what mine is right there, the weekly newsletter. But I usually just go back in and duplicate the post because I don't know why, to be perfectly honest with you. So here we go. Okay, so we need to remove that one. Okay. So this one, all right, here we go. So this is the one we have copied, and we're going to hit edit post. And I like going, I guess one of the reasons I like doing this is because I can see what I did before, and then it gives me a little idea of what I want to do for the next one so that I don't miss a spot. So if you'll remember, I created all of this in Claude. So now I'm going to go over to Claude and this is where I just copy and paste. So here is the title in the dark right there and the bold. And I'm going to come over and just put it in here. All right. And I don't like the way that looks. Let's take that off. And then I go back over to Claude. And this takes a little time because, well, it doesn't really take that much time when you think about how much time it usually would take us to create all of this. All right. And then I've already have this up here, the subscribe now, and this one is really important. So when you do your newsletter, make sure that you have a place that invites them to go ahead and share with a friend. And you make sure that anybody that has gotten a share from a friend that they know to subscribe here. So you have the subscribe button, and I'll show you in a moment how to create that. And so here we go with what I'm going to replace. But let me go ahead and copy what I have. I go all the way down to the three quotes to sit with this week. So I copy all of that, come back over, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of this to the same place. And then I'm going to click and paste. And that's going to put my new um, content in here. And we'll check it in just a moment. But then we're going to go because this now we've got the three quotes to sit with this week. So here we are. No need to copy the title. It's already there. Highlight this to replace it with the new stuff. Paste. There we go. And then the two thoughts experiments. All right. And title is in the italics. Is that what it is? So I'm going to make sure that I put that in the right place. And for me, I like doing the both titles at the same time. It just keeps me on task, I think. It might be differently for you. All right, and then I go back and get the content. And so it's just takes a little time, not a lot, but and it becomes easier and easier every time you do it. And so if you haven't watched the other video with how I created the content, then definitely go back and watch that because it's really important. And this week's affirmation, and the only thing I need to do is copy the affirmation part of it because the other part stays the same. And then, of course, I want to take and I've got this highlighted because over here you can see there's bold, italics, underlined. I want to make it italics. All right, and then let's go to get the next one, the journal prompt. And like with the same with the other, the only thing we change is the actual journal prompt because the rest of it stays the same. Whoop. Just make sure that you're not grabbing too much and then paste. And we're also going to make this in italics. And I think you can see on this bar, there's so many things on here that are amazing, but we're going to use this one right now. And we'll probably be working on those a little bit. So later, I mean. All right, so now the book I'm reflecting on this week, and it's already got the link, and I showed you how to come up, how to get that. And we'll replace all of this. Whoa, wait a minute. What happened there? All right, let's back up. Delete. Um, let's see, did something transfer differently? Let me try it again. Copy. Oh man. All right, let's delete that because that is supposed to be the journal prompt. All right, so let's go back and do the journal prompt. And it looks like we're gonna see things happen. See, that's why I like doing it one little piece at a time so I can make sure that everything is going right. So let's see, paste. All right, and so there's the section we need to return, and let's go to the section with the book, and we'll have to copy and paste the whole thing in. Copy. And then since the section is missing, we're going to go right here and we're going to put this in, paste. All right. Now, crisis averted. But it's very easy to do. But the best thing to do is to just take a breath and just look and see what is there that needs to be there and what looks kind of distorted, what looks like it's maybe took something away. And if you have to, you go back and look section by section and do that. But it doesn't happen very often, but it can happen. So we're going to save, let's see, what this one has is the link um, to the workshop, but this one, like we talked about on the other video, um, the workshop is not going to be the call to action because the workshop at the point that this is scheduled to go out will have already happened. So we're going to go ahead and take and bring this whole thing, which is the discovery session. We're going to copy that. We're going to go over here, and then we're going to copy this entire section, and we're going to paste. And so it should be, all right. And then it ends with my normal phrasing, which life is delicious, Vicky, the enlightened peach. Um, all right, so now let's look at it. And it looks fine, but we want to make sure that we check. Oh, I know. I don't like it's called the Emoto experiment, and I'd rather not have his first name on there. So it would be let's take that back just a touch. Yeah, be better if you didn't misspell experiment, but hey, at least it shows me, right? All right, so let's go ahead and back up, back up, back up. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Keep backing up. There we go. So the way it is stated, I guess it does need to have his first name on there. So as you can see, when I did a few things and I wanted to change it, I just went up here to this backup arrow, the undo, and it'll take me back. Or if you needed to, I could go redo and go forward. There's all the different little cool tools that are up here. So now I've got this. So I'm going to go over here to preview and it'll show us what it actually looks like. And we're going to look through that very quickly to see. Um, and I like, so I know one of my friends, she doesn't like these breaks in here, but I like it. Sometimes I will take them out depending, but it just what feels like it flows. And this, it feels sometimes like it needs to go. There's a space there that says, now I'm going to talk about something a little bit different. And so I like that for this one especially. Um, All right. So I think what I might do for this one is maybe do the Emoto experiment picture. So let's see. We got that. Let's make sure that the link to works to the book. Okay, that's always a good thing to check because I have checked things before and realized that the link did not go where it needed to go. Book your discovery session here. It doesn't appear to be. Oh, there it goes. It just took it a minute. All right. All right. So it's always good to check any links that you have in there when you do the preview part. So let's check the subscribe. All right. And then we're going to click out of that. I'm going to change this. So I like to use chat for creating. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going back into Claude. I would like to create the visual for the newsletter, and I'm wondering if it would be best to use the Emoto water experiment photos and or give me a prompt that I can share to create something for the newsletter. Ask me any questions if you need to. All right. And I love talking to it, just simplifies it. Don't have to spend so much time typing. I would not use the actual experiment photos. Oh, okay. Copyright. Didn't think about that. Two water crystals side by side, one stunning and symmetrical, one distorted. Okay, so it's asking me some questions here. Which visual concept feels more aligned to you? Two water crystals side by side, one stunning, one distorted with warm soft light, a single beautiful water crystal forming, something more abstract, like words dissolving into water, creating ripples. Um, do I want it to have the reader hopeful and inspired, reflective and thoughtful? I would say both equally. And let's see. Let's just see what Claude has to say. I would like to have them reflective and thoughtful, but I also want them hopeful and inspired. So both equally. But whatever we do, I want it to be something that is going to have them desire to finish it, to find out exactly what this is about, and then hopefully decide to have the discovery call. So, with that in mind, and you being the marketing expert that you are for high ticket programs, what would be, in your opinion, the best um, prompt, the best visual for us to work with? Okay, see what I did there? I just went ahead and gave it like you are who you are and give me your opinion because I can always do something different, but this way I can get a little bit more insight on what needs to be. Visual needs to be something very specific, needs to make the reader feel like they're already on the other side of the transformation, not hearing the problem. All right, so here's my recommendation in the prompt. So it's the concept as a woman standing at the edge of still water, maybe a lake or a calm reflective pool. At golden hour, she's looking down at her reflection, but her reflection is slightly different from her, brighter, more luminous, standing taller, surrounded by soft light. Like the water is showing her not who she is, but who she's becoming. Around her, the water has the faintest hint of crystalline patterns forming a subtle nod to the Emoto experiment without being literally about it. The feeling is I want her, I want to be her. I want to stand out at that water and see that reflection. So here is the prompt. It gave me a full prompt with no text overlay. So let's just see what comes up with this. So I'm going to copy the entire thing. All right, copy. And then I'm going to go over to chat. And chat already does a lot of visuals for me. So let me see if I can get to the right window. All right, here we go. So since there are pictures here, I know this is the right one. So I'm going to pop it in here. And I know a lot of people use different ones for visuals, and I have others that I use, but it seems like chat is doing an amazing job at creating some content that I go there first. And then if I can't find what I want, then I'll go to some others. And I've even been working, I do a lot with Canva, and Canva still, I don't think, is doing as well as chat on creating the visuals so far. Finding the right vibe, setting the scene. So this is the process. Sometimes we wait, but it's not like it was even a month ago. It has changed, very different. So let's see. I don't know. Let's just copy this. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back over to Claude, add files. See if that's the right one. And I'm just going to say, because I've got to type this. This is pretty, yet not sure it actually illustrates what we wanted. Okay, so he agrees. So all right, same style as before. Let's just see what happens now. Let's go back to chat, paste this in. Let's see what chat does with this one. So one of the main things I can share with you on any of these AI tools that you're using, and you're probably already doing this, but just in case you're not, make sure that you give your thread of what you're talking about a name so that you know what, because like I could find this one because it said image description request. So this doesn't really look much different from that one. Um, so I mean, let's try one more time. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna screenshot again. I'm gonna go back to Claude. I'm not sure that it's getting the message of what to do because this still looks almost identical to the one before. So let's change up what you're telling it to do so that it's not just keeping repeating the same thing with just making things a little more crystal clear or whatever. So what can we change the prompt to make this happen, what we're wanting to happen? All right, now let's add the screenshot. Here's the newest one. Let's change the visual direction. All right, that sounds good. Held open and cupped side by side, and one pair of hands floats a small sphere of water that looks dark, murky, and slightly chaotic, like a storm inside a bubble. And the other pair of hands floats a sphere of water that is crystal clear and glowing with soft golden light. And inside it, you can see the faintest hint of a beautiful snowflake crystal forming. Their hands are warm and feminine. Background is soft. Message image creates. All right, let's just try it. And if this doesn't work, I'm just going to take a screenshot of the uh, something else. Well, we're gonna make this work. All right. Now we go over to chat. Try again. Let's see what happens. And it's interesting because sometimes you can do this and it'll create an image that's perfect immediately. And then other times you have to redo it several times because it's AI. It doesn't have the thinking capabilities that we have about what we want everything to look like. And, we would still be doing the same thing with a human more than likely. This is my thoughts. And then, because I know when I wrote my book and I was working with someone to create the art, it was like they would send me the mock-up of it and I'd say, no, that's not right. I want this and this and this. And so even with a human, I had to make several different edits for what they were doing. All right. So what do you think? Better? I think it needs a caption though. So let's screenshot this. And I'm using a Mac just to let you know. So the way you screenshot on a Mac is you hit Command Shift 4 and then it gives you the little thing up there so that you can screenshot it. So whatever you're using, you can find out really easily how to screenshot so that you can just quickly share what you're getting. This is better, even though the hands are not very feminine. The thing is that I really feel like it needs some kind of caption to actually make that feel understandable to what we're doing. All right, let's add this one. All right, so here's a few captions, and it says it votes for option 2. Let's just see what we've got here. Your words don't just affect how you feel, they affect what you become. The one it recommends, every word you speak to yourself creates one of these. Which one are you holding? Then your inner dialogue is reshaping you at a cellular level. I don't know why that word gives me a hard time. What is yours creating? Um, and then your words are changing your water. Are you paying attention? Um, let's see. You can add this in Canva. Of course, I know I can. Just every word speaks to yourself creates one of these. Which one are you holding? My thing is I kind of like, um, let me see, I kind of like this one. Copy. What if we changed it to say your words are changing your future. Or what would work better? So let me think. Your words are changing your water, and your water is changing your future. I don't know. Let's see. Let me go back and look at these again. Your words don't just affect how you feel, they affect what you become. Every word you speak to yourself creates one of these. Which one are you holding? Your inner dialogue is reshaping you at a cellular level. What is yours creating? Maybe we'll go with the one that it said to start with, option two. Every word you speak to yourself creates. Okay, let's ask it one more time. Okay, you are the marketing expert that helps. Um, are you listening? Okay. That helps people to create scroll stopping titles. You're the marketing expert that also is the expert for high ticket conversion. So look over this and tell me what is the best um, to go inside this picture text, the best text to go inside this picture. All right, so the one that we came up with at the end. All right, let's see why it says. Because nobody's ever read that sentence before. The brain cannot process it on autopilot, so it has to slow down and actually think. It creates a two-part revelation. First, the curiosity of my words are changing my water, and then the consequences of, and that is changing my future. That second half is what makes it high ticket relevant because it connects the science directly to something they care deeply about, their life, their money, their results. It doesn't feel like the typical coaching caption. So here we go. Let's do this. We're going to do this. And then what I'm going to see, well, let's just do it over in Canva. So really quick. And sometimes this process takes a lot longer than others, but it's always worthwhile. I'm going to go to create and I'm going to go for social media. And we need a what's the size we need? I think it would be Instagram post. Let's just see. All right, we're going to go to uploads, upload file. Oh, we're in the wrong thing. We want desktop, screenshot, open. And once it downloads, then I'm going to bring it over here and I'm just going to gently slide it. Sometimes there we go. Hmm. No, let's undo that. So let's put it here. And then we're going to stretch it out and see what happens. All right, so let's see if we can do a background. Let's see. We're going to try. I'll make no promises. Let's see if we can get a background in here. No. All right, so let's undo this. I could just click out of it, I guess. Let's just click out of it. Let's put a background in there. All right, and now we're going to put upload. Why does it have this space behind it? There we go. Now we're going to put text in there. All right, so let's move this up. We're going to change let's take this out. And we're going to create, let's see. All right, hold on. Highlight the whole thing so we can make sure we're checking what we want. Let's see. No. Let's see what we want here. I kind of like that one. And then we're going to give it some effects. We're going to outline it with, let's find what color do we want to outline it with. Let's try black. I don't know. Does that make sense that that is a ball? So hold on. Let's just go back and ask. Oh, let me just take a picture of it real quick. Let's go back here. I just created this in Canva with the text, but I'm wondering, do they understand that that ball is supposed to be water? I'm not sure that that translates. So let's just see. Let's see what it says. All right, let's try one more image concept. All right, let's try one more. And see, the thing is that a lot of times it's very easy to get it right away, but you always have to be open to looking at it with a fresh eyes every now and then. Like I thought it was fine until I started putting the caption with it, and I thought that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. So let's see. Actually clearly recognizable all the way two distinct areas visible in the same image. On the left side, the water is dark, murky, and slightly turbulent. Um, well, I think we're getting too complicated. I think we're getting too complicated. Why don't we just give it a command of a to find a picture of the water experiment where one piece, one visual of hold on, let me just hold on. Let me go to what did I do with that this morning? Let's see. No, here we go. Emoto water experiment. And so what I showed this morning was this. So, all right, that's not it. So let's go back. Mm-mm-mm. Uh, no, come on. All right, let's get out of that. Um, Images. Let's move this. Let's just move this out of the way. And shift 4. Okay, now let's go back. How can we use this to simplify what we're doing? All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to Canva, copy, go back to Canva, and we're going to go in here and we're going to remove all of this. Delete background. Let's just see what we can do here. All right, upload. All right, we might still need a background on there. So let's just try background. Let's find something. Patterns, gradient. All right, what background do we need to use? Hmm. Let's see what that one looks like. All right, it may be too much. All right, let's see how it does if I bring it over. Yeah, that doesn't work. All right, so let's undo that. All right. I'll do it a little at a time and just check it out. All right, we're going to shift it up. Of course, it's outside the, we're going to do that. All right, now we're going to put the text on there. Let me grab it again just to be on the safe side. And text. And let's take this down before we even put this on there. And I like this type. So let's take this back off and let's do it again. Uploads. Okay, that way we make sure we're inside of our window there. So as you can see, there's red lines there that show you where you can, when you're going to be outside of the area that will end up cutting things off. And so I just want to make sure. So I want to change, let's experiment with the font again. Um, kind of like those better. All right, so it's got a good title up here. You want to make sure to always look because sometimes I don't put text on there, and when I don't, and nothing shows up, and then you can't find it, to me anyway. So I like to always have a title up here, and sometimes I'll put something else, and like if I had gone with the one before and it had the same title because it would have the same words on there, I would put a one in front of the one title and a two in front of the other title so I would know which one came first. And so I wasn't ended up using the wrong one. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share, download, download. All right. So then we go back over to Beehiiv. Where is Beehiiv? I know I just had it. Here we go, I think. Yes. All right, so this is the image we've got up there now. We're going to remove that. We're going to put it. All right, give me a second because I want to make sure I put it. I don't know if I want to put it there or where do I want to put it? Let's go ahead and add an image here. So I'm going to add the image here. Upload. It's on downloads. What was that one called? Let's see. No. What the hell did we just call that one? Your words. Okay. Your words. There we go. Okay, and we're going to actually add that to the thumbnail as well. It should be in the library now. And we're going to have that as the thumbnail. So it's supposed to resize it for us. So let's look at it. We're going to preview. All right. Let's just scroll down. We've already checked to make sure everything was right. So we're just going to scroll down. And we're going to check one more time, make sure all the links are working. All right. And then go back up. Wait a minute. Where did the book link go to? Book your discovery session. Here we go. Book. All right. That is there. And I think that was the only links, correct? Oh no, the subscribe button. All right. And just really quick, let me share, like, let me go down here. All right, so right here, when we're looking at this section, oh, come on, where is it at? Why is it not popping in? I don't know. Oh, it's because I'm in the wrong thing. Sorry. All right, I have to get back over here. So when I go down, I was still in the preview mode. All right, so right here, if we wanted to have a button instead of this Amazon link, we could click on this little plus sign and it would go to button. And it would get how it would create a button in there that we could put a where it says your book here. But I kind of like having the Amazon link there. So if for some reason the button wasn't working, they would still be able to copy and paste that and get to it. So, all right. So I know this has been a lot longer than I anticipated, but we're going to keep going. So I've got my subscriber content there. Go to next. And it's showing you what actually is there for your subject line, your preview text. And then the thumbnail. Um, hmm, maybe we want the thumbnail to look different. Um, let's go over to Canva. That says 1200 by 630. Let me write that down. 1200 by 630. So let's go over to Canva. We've got this right here. We're going to resize it. Custom size 1200 by 630. Okay, there it is. Copy and resize. All right. So now it is resized it. So we're going to go back over to our Beehiiv. And we're going to go back. And we're going to take that away. And then we're going to add the new thumbnail. Upload new image. Downloads. Is that the right one? No. Well, where did it put it? Cancel. Let's see, did it? Um, Add thumbnail. Let's see if that will work. It still looks the same. So hold on. All right, let's go to Canva. So I'm going to do a screenshot. And let's see if that does it. Add thumbnail. Desktop. Screenshot. Let's try it and see what that does. All right, preview. Next, next, next. Still don't like the way that's lining up. So let's go back. Let's do, I think we're just going to do this and see what happens. Let's try that. Beehiiv. Back, back, back. Thumbnail. New image. Okay, now we're going to see what shows up. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is take this and create custom size. What was it? 1200 by 630. I'm going to do background. And then I'm just going to put this text on there. And let's see how that works. And we're going to change the font. Effects. Outline. It was the bottom half of that was where it was showing more, right? So let's see what happens if we do this. All right, so now I've got two. I'll put this in front of that because it's the same title. We're going to download it. And I don't know why I can be so finicky about some of these little things like this. It looks fine there, but when you when you view it, all right, let's see. Two. Here we go. Open. All right. Okay, it needs to go up a little bit. So back. All right, so let's go back, move it up just slightly, and 3. I promise you I'll get this. And I'm telling you, they don't all take this long, but just something. Okay, let's delete that one. Let's go get the next one. Okay, let's see how this one shows. Okay, that's better. At least the whole thing is in there, but we're going to give it one more shot. Just move it slightly and four. And I'll go clean up all these little downloads and stuff afterwards. Go back over to Beehiiv. Oh, I need to upload. There we go. All of that for that. All right, so we're going to review one more time and we're going to schedule. And mine goes out on Wednesdays. So book it for the 15th. And over here, it'll tell you what is the best time for when most of my subscribers will be engaged. And so that's something that you look at because no matter if you would like to see it at noon, it's when the census of most of the people open things for you. So it says 8 p.m. So I will make this 8 p.m. 8:01 p.m. works for me. And then I hit publish. And there you go. So it is set to go and it will be going out. And here's the final thing. This is the picture that's in here. And then there you go. So if you are needing a little more help or if this was helpful or not helpful, let me know. But this is what works for me. And let me stop my share screen. And I'm all the time looking for new ways to do things and new ways to share these things with other people. And so I will put a link to, because this has got Beehiiv in it, Canva in there. The other one had Descript. And so I'll put links in there, my affiliate links for the different things that if you would do me the honor of using my link to sign up. That is great. If you choose to just go and do it on your own, that's fine too. But I would appreciate it if you would use my affiliate link and reach out if there's something I can help you with. Thanks a lot, and I will see you soon. Life is delicious. Mwah.